Ever felt like searching for a lost treasure? Well, exporting DataStage Job Logs is somewhat like that, but thankfully there's a map. In this presentation, I'll guide you through why these logs matter, the methods available, and the tools that make your job easier. Stay with me because by the end, you'll be a log exporting expert. Hi everyone, I am Catherine Scott. And for over 12 years, I have helped businesses like yours harness the power of ERP systems to unlock their full potential. Today, I want to walk you through how our solution doesn't just meet your needs, it anticipates them. Think of it as your business nervous system, intelligent, responsive, and always working for you. Let's dive into the technical magic behind it because when you understand how it works, you'll see exactly why it's a game changer. DataStage job logs are like the black box of an airplane, holding all the crucial data. They track every error, every success, and every hiccup along the way. Whether you're fixing bugs or monitoring performance, these logs are your best friend. So let's dive in and see what makes them so useful. Imagine your job logs as diary entries, but instead of life secrets, they hold key system events. Exporting them helps in debugging, auditing, and long-term analysis. In short, it's like backing up your brain so you never forget what happened. Exporting job logs isn't one-size-fits-all. Some prefer the Director Client for its interface, while tech-savvy users love the dsexport command. And XML, that's for those who like structured, neat data. Stick around and let's explore each method to find your perfect fit. The Director Client is like ordering fast food, quick and easy. With a user-friendly interface, you can filter logs, export them directly, and get things done in minutes. If you love simplicity, this might be your go-to method. Exporting logs via Director Client is as easy as making a cup of coffee. Just follow the steps and you're good to go. Open the application, select the logs, choose the right export settings, and boom, you've got your logs ready. For those who love command lines, dsexport is a dream. It gives full control over log exports and works well for automation. Think of it as your personal assistant, always executing the right commands with precision. Syntax is like grammar in language. You need the right structure for things to work. I'll walk you through the dsexport syntax, key parameters, and pro tips to make your exports smoother than ever. XML logs are like organized filing cabinets. Everything is structured for easy access. If you want seamless integration and neat data representation, XML is the way to go. Let's see how we can make your exports cleaner and more efficient. All right, folks, when exporting executables, it's all about precision. Only grab the files you need, no freeloaders. Cut out unnecessary dependencies to keep things clean. Then give those files a once-over to ensure they are intact. Lastly, check that they'll actually work on the target system, because sending unusable files is like giving someone a car with no wheels. Appending to a DSX file is like adding pages to a diary. You don't want to mess up the format. First, make sure you're working with the right file, then keep things consistent. No one likes duplicate entries, so double-check your additions. And before calling it a day, validate the appended data, because errors in logs are like typos in an important emails. Exporting without dependencies sounds liberating, but it's a fine art. First, check if your export can stand alone, no crutches needed. Then cut loose any linked files that aren't crucial. But don't go overboard, make sure your application still functions. Finally, test everything before deployment, because discovering issues later is like realizing you forgot your passport at the airport. Logs might not be exciting, but they are essential. Start with a structured format. Chaos helps no one. Accurate timestamps matter. You don't want logs claiming things happened before they even existed. Protect sensitive data, because no one wants classified information out in the wild. Finally, verify those logs, because corrupted logs are about as useful as a broken compass. Troubleshooting where patience meets frustration. First, identify common errors. Knowing what can go wrong is half the battle. If things look off, check for missing dependencies. A compatibility can be a sneaky troublemaker, so don't overlook it. And when all else fails, bring out the debugging tools, because problem solving without them is like fixing a car blindfolded. Importing logs is like unpacking after a trip. Do it wrong and you'll lose things. First, ensure the settings are right, then check the format, because messy data is useless data. If duplicates appear, deal with them smartly. Finally, verify integrity, because importing broken logs is like bringing home souvenirs that got smashed in transit. We've covered exporting, troubleshooting, and importing logs. Now it's time to wrap things up. Remember, good practices make exporting a breeze, while ignoring pitfalls can lead to headaches. Stick to structured workflows, be mindful of dependencies, and always verify your logs. Follow these tips and your exports will be smoother than a well-oiled machine. If you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel.